Well, now that that's all out of the way, let me tell you guys a story about a teacher that I have. So, my teacher, we'll call him Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard Hamlin. So, Mr. Howard Hamlin, he is my English teacher, or was, I'm not totally sure on the whole thing. He's my English teacher. And Mr. Hamlin is very out there. So he's very out there, and it's out of me and like 4 other people thought he was gay, but turns out he's not. He literally first week he talked about his wife and kids, and I looked at him like, do you really though? Do you really have a wife and kids? Right? So it's right? And this teacher is very I don't know how to say it in like the nicest way possible. He's very out there. He's very, you know, right? So it's like it's what takes up most of our time trying to do work. He'll sit there for like 30 minutes just yapping while we're trying to wait so we can actually do the work. Because today, for example, we had a video and we were gonna watch a video and he wanted us all to watch it at the same time, so he put it up on the big screen on like the big TV, right? So we had to wait for like 30 minutes to even watch the video so he could explain like a word that like half of us already knew and the other half like probably could get explained by the other people that knew what it meant. So, right? And let's just say like this guy was it's like his first year teaching high school. It's like, okay, understandable. He's been teaching middle schoolers all of his career. And dude, the first week he started venting to us. He started venting to us like saying these middle schoolers never knew how to do things. It's like, okay. And I was kind of like laughing about it because I couldn't tell if he was like serious or putting up like a joke, like a gag or something. So while like I'm laughing or like trying to stifle my laughing because I don't know if he's serious or not, and I'm not trying to get yelled at. And I thought like, yeah, the middle schoolers probably were rough to him, so it might take a little bit of time for him to get acclimated to like high school things, right? High school high school stuff, right? That's what I thought normally. Alright, so I'm like, okay, well, just give this guy some time, he'll fit right in. He did not fit right in. This man was probably one of the craziest teachers I've ever had, or I have currently. This man, I'll tell you what Mr. Howard Hamlin did. Howard Hamlin, he went off on the class multiple... Oh, okay, back before Yuri interrupted so rudely. Thanks, Yuri. This man really started to vent to all of us about how he was treated back in middle school. And it was very awkward because me, like us, as a high school, like, class, we acted like that. Okay, back to what I was saying. I literally had to reload the game. So he would vent to us about how, like, he would get treated back in middle school. Like, the kids literally never, like, doing what he says. So as, like, high schoolers, we kind of have, like, an obligation to be better than our previous selves. So we basically had to be better than those those middle school students. Right? So it's like, okay, alright, it's fine. Right. We had no reason to make this man, like, hate his job. So we did everything that we said. But I will admit that there were some times where we would just not do the work and fool around. Me and, like, another friend. We would just fool around. We'd listen to music and not do much. We would do the work, but it's not, like, my, like, best, like, gonna win a science PhD for this thinking. We're gonna win... It's gonna go to New York's bestseller. Like, obviously not, you know, we're in high school. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. And this man, probably 5 times a day, would come up to us. He would tell us, like, we should probably get done the work, and it's like, okay. We did the work, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't blame the guy for, like, having to tell us something. But I will remember this one time where he actually looked like he wanted to kill me.
Yes, I am a nerd, bookworm.
I get in class, take my seat, I start doing the work. Right? Me and another friend, we were extra rowdy today because he had just figured out how to do an impression of the teacher and he was saying out-of-pocket stuff. So I started laughing extremely hard because it was actually like a really good impression. So the actual teacher came up, right? And obviously after listening to like my friend's impression, I was obviously gonna start laughing because it was probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like I was dying, like my entire body was on the table, everything was hurting, like it was that bad. I felt like I just ran a marathon. And this man comes up to us, and he starts talking, and like, in his voice sounded exactly like my friend's. I'm like, oh my god, this is hilarious, right? Like I'm trying to stifle my laughing while he's like, almost like yelling at me, right? And he sees that like we're not good. Well, we are good together, but we're not like good together academically, in his mind, right? So he moves me to another seat, and this is where it happens. Right, I said, no, I'm good. He grabs my MacBook, physically moves it to the seat next to me, and he looks me dead in the eyes with deadpan stares and goes, I think you would be better over here, like an android. And like, in that moment, I felt so scared for my life. Like, guys, oh my god, right? And I'm like, maybe it's best not to make this guy mad than he already is. So I'm like, okay, my bad, bro, my bad. Literally what I said, my bad, bro, my bad. And I moved. The funny thing is, he did not stop me and my friend from talking. Because my friend was in the seat next to me, there was no barrier. Like, usually as teachers, you would put like a student or like in between like two friends if they were talking too much, or like move them to opposite sides of the room. This man moved me one seat over, and it was like the clearest space in the world. Me and him were still like kind of like whispering, talking, like kind of like using ASL type of thing, you know. We would text each other on like iMessage, and he legit looked like he was gonna strangle me. Like he had the most deadpan stare, like I was breaking like the last straw on the camel's back, like he was gonna kill me. So I'm like, alright bro, whatever. I move, and it's still the funniest thing in the world. The funny thing is, again, he did not notice when I moved back. I finished my work first, by the way. I finished my work, and he moves me back. Or he doesn't move back, but I moved back to my original seat before he moved me back, if that makes sense.
Don't let them hurt me.
And he didn't say anything. He didn't notice. At least I don't think he wanted to say anything, but he didn't notice, so I was just chilling there. And I have multiple like sources, by the way. I have multiple friends, multiple things, you know, and it's like crazy because it was the funniest thing that has ever happened to me. Usually I'm not like that with teachers. I'm very like accommodating. I'm very like, you know what, if it has to happen, then it has to happen. I see no point in arguing. If it is what it is, then it is. But this man was so funny to mess with. And he was so mad for no reason. Like, I did absolutely nothing. Well, I did do something, but, like, not enough to warrant that response. Maybe, like, hey, y'all, chill out. Like I would have taken that, I would have been like, alright, my fault, I'm sorry. But he, like, arguably almost killed me. Yeah, I'll ask for testimonies, and if I remember, I'll put them in here. If not, then you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. He was going to shoot me in the throat. He was gonna sucker punch me in the back. He was gonna mollywop me.